Alena Yudina, who is very deeply involved into Switzerland tokenization ecosystem. She was from the beginning in the Crypto Valley, a top organization uniting participants of the ecosystem. She is CEO of Quantum Leap Strategy, who provides advisory services and assists companies with business development and fundraising, which is actually one of the primary applications of digital assets. So Alena can tell you in very great detail what are the aspects of working with digital assets in Switzerland and whether you should go there. Alena, it's a pleasure to see you today.
Hello, hello. A pleasure to see you too. Pleasure to be here. It was very interesting discussion just right now. Thank you, everybody. And great to see Liechtenstein, our neighbors, and quite progressed, I can tell you, your jurisdiction. Also, I think Switzerland didn't go that far. And I would like to discuss today with you what is a good idea and what kind of STOs potentially can be successful in Switzerland. So my name is...
You need help with sharing your screen? Is everything all right?
I think we can just do it this way because that's new program and I'm not really sure. Like we have only 15 minutes. Let's have it like that.
A computer. You can, below in your screen there is an icon of a computer. If you press it, you can share your screen.
I can share my screen. All right. That's okay. You know what? Let's keep it this way. Let's keep it simple and efficient. You know what? Actually, I think it would be great if we could have our talk together. So, because I know that Stobox is also quite strong in connection to Switzerland. So, whenever you have the questions or you would like me to elaborate some topic deeper, just come over and talk to me. That's because that's a bit new format of conference when I can't see the audience and I don't see the questions right away.
I can hear and tell you questions if anything pops up.
Yeah, you can actually even stay like that. So I at least understand with whom I'm talking, otherwise. All right. So my name is Alena Yudina. I am a managing director of Quantum Leap Strategy, Switzerland. We provide business development for emerging technologies companies, and blockchain is one of the fields we are deeply focused on. We do work with the field since the last almost 3 years already. And I can see how Switzerland not just started, as many countries started some two, three years ago, supporting the blockchain infrastructure from the legal point of view, but also progressing and approving the projects over here. We have quite significant milestones, which we will go through. So you all know, I think everybody knows that Switzerland has the regulation where we have quite strongly recognized 3 types of tokens, and payment token and security token is one of those. And when now we're talking about conducting STO in Switzerland, there is a certain established process which will take from 6 months and more, coming from the costs which are significant from one point of view, but from another point of view, you can see that Switzerland provides the infrastructure and the community which is deeply supporting the projects. So when we are talking about conducting any projects from Switzerland, it's not playing from only the technical perspective. I would call it working from a community perspective, as we have the Crypto Valley Association, we have the Swiss Blockchain Federation. Besides, we have the authorities, the federal authorities as a FINMA, the financial authority, Plus to that, we have that's a federation. So we have cantons, and each canton has the authorities which are able to manage the local regulations, taxation, and requirements. So all together, it makes the system of conducting the offering and then doing the business quite easy in a way of question and answers. So if something wasn't established before, you can always raise a question and get permission from any kind of sides. From one side, from another side, from the perspective of infrastructure, you can have all possible companies. And right now, one of the milestones we wanted to talk about is the banks, which got extended license for the crypto assets, and now you can do all possible banking operations, including the assets like in crypto. Plus, Switzerland goes towards alternative solutions to STOs, like securities, registered securities. Sorry, and of course, so when we have the financial infrastructure, when we have legal infrastructure, when we have community of the technical projects able and ready to participate, and when we have also people which are interested in being involved in the project itself and being investors. So then we are coming to the investor community, of course, which is usually one of the main focus of companies which are coming to Switzerland. And from investor perspective, we have amazing landscape of both institutional investors and private investors. And private investors, interestingly enough, is not only big, let's put it this way, big guys, it's also ordinary people. So I would tell you that among my friends of my friends, which are not in the space working, they are investing, almost everybody is investing in projects on blockchain as a side thing. So people here are quite well prepared for obtaining information and supporting the projects they really believe in. And investor community is also interested and involved. Even very traditional funds like pension funds have certain allocated amount of assets towards projects on blockchain. So they consider it as highly risky investments, of course, but give it a try, give it a chance. The certain important, in my opinion, important specialty of working with Switzerland is a reputation. Besides the fact that Switzerland has one of the highest reputations, I think, around the world, the projects and people working over here should be also quite transparent with their purposes and motivations, as well as with the background they're coming with, because whatever is it will be known, and the country is quite small, so the communities which are communicating and intercommunicating, of course, know whom and why they are working with. Those companies which are targeting the Swiss market from any perspective should understand that respect to the local culture and track record from their side is absolutely as a requirement must. What is a good idea conducting STO in Switzerland? I would say the first thing is to really mean what you say. So being able to do from here anything you want, any kind of tokens proceeding, you can. I think I've seen you. I've seen Curio Invest here as speaker as well. That's one of the Swiss projects leading actually projects over here, incredibly interesting and quite unique idea. So basically you can do quite almost anything you want, but you need to how to say the business language, not that's not the business, but right, not to play around. So really do what you say. If you say this is a security, be it security. If you say this is not a security, better be straight with that. What not to forget? But not to forget to keep an eye on the platforms which are developing and coming to the market, because in collaboration with them, you might find quite a big exposure and growth. If it's coming to the business development perspective and companies which are targeting the already existing Swiss companies to give an input to, you can do that easily. And I would say Switzerland is so very open to any other technologies and the initiatives coming from abroad. So it's kind of mix and play, as long as it is for the people's good. So feel free, be open with people, be open for new ideas, and yeah, and I think prepare a certain budget if you want to do the marketing from here. Yes, so I don't know if you have any questions, or if anybody has any questions. I
Yeah,
think.
there have been several questions
All right.
to your speech. Thank you for your inputs. I think Switzerland is one of the jurisdictions which have high bar, but if you cross this bar, then you are basically guaranteed success. And could you share, please? This is a question actually from me personally. Could you share, please, a few tips how to actually engage the local community? Because from what you said, I see that having strong support in crypto valley from local investors is one of the crucial points for success.
Yes. First thing is respect. Respect to people who are working here, respect to people who are having this infrastructure. I've seen one company coming with a conference, and they did not ask, even like from a polite way, opinion of the players in the market over here. So what happened? And it was very childish, a little bit, I think, but at the same time, it was very picturizing how it works. So what happened? The local players, they took it as offense, because they just came and said, like, we are working from here now. And when it was the time of a conference, nobody came. Nobody. So like almost nobody. Not many people, and the local guys arranged here absolutely in parallel event, and everybody was there. Nobody, not many people
That's
came.
cool. That's so cool.
And there were many other things behind, but the lesson is here. When you come over here, first get to know the community. Even when you move to a new house in Switzerland, first thing you do, you arrange an apéro for your neighbors. So you get to know the neighbors. And then you talk about yourself and about what you do. And then you see what is the reaction. And in Switzerland, if in general in Europe, it's about like three common like introductions, or three common friends you need to have in order to gain some trust. In Switzerland, it's 7. So it's like way more than the rest of Europe. But if you come and get to know the community, explain your project, and that's what's very important, why you're doing this, and what it brings to people. Everybody can make money, but what do you change? Why do you change it? Then there won't be any problem.
I like how you describe the community as carried not only about the profitable project, but ones that do have impact. That's
Yes,
probably possible in such rich countries as Switzerland. I also wanted to ask, as a follow-up to the previous panel we had, if from Switzerland is not in the European Union, but has bilateral agreements with the EU. So if you do your offering, your STO from Switzerland, can you raise funding from European investors as well, from EU investors, or you need some additional registrations and permissions?
I think it depends from what kind of investors you're raising funds, first of all.
Mhm.
So if it's qualified investors, I don't think there is any, I think there is not any problem. I mean, I'm not a lawyer, and as Janina just said previously, even if I would be a lawyer, not a lawyer can give legal advices. So first thing to do is to check with a lawyer. And then it is, with qualified investors is quite easy. With unqualified investors, and that's exactly why STOs, in my opinion, are meeting this kind of difficulties the last 1.5 years, because you need to, in order to work with retail investors, you need to get certain approvals from each jurisdiction you are targeting. But I think from Switzerland it is still more manageable.
Great. Thanks for your introduction. We also have a minute or two left before the next speech, and there are also a few questions in the chat still. Could you tell us more about the crypto valley in Switzerland?
First of all, it's beautiful. Yeah, no, well, Crypto Valley is an area around Zurich and Zug region, where the whole infrastructure is supporting blockchain and crypto. We have, you can pay taxation in Zug in Bitcoins. You can quite easily conduct any kind of incorporation, and you can incorporate a company in Bitcoin as well. There are lots of projects, so basically it's like a hub of blockchain-based projects of different kinds, and it's a certain like community to like everybody is a part of if you are into blockchain field. But also Crypto Valley, it's also an association where you can be official member and you get access to the member database. You can participate in the community certain political life and so on and so forth. So it is something like getting more and more organized. Let's see where it goes, how it goes, because we also have quite big hubs in Lausanne, in Geneva, besides Zurich and Zug. We have Canton of Schwyz, which is just next from Zurich, which is also getting very deep into blockchain field and has one of the lowest taxation in Switzerland. So like the whole country is developing towards opening it itself.
Yeah, it sounds like the Freemasons Club. Hard to get, but provides lots of benefit.
Yeah.
I know you're also a fundraising specialist. So, could you provide us with some more insights? There is a question from the audience on fundraising for blockchain projects in Switzerland, except for approaching the community in the right way. What are additional common mistakes or tips?
Well, first thing, don't be in a hurry, because if your budget is running out and you urgently need funds, that's not going to work. People here take time to make decisions and take time to make the due diligence, and due diligence will be deep. So be ready. And if you have something to hide, it will be found. So that's the first thing. So no hurry, be stable, solid, open with everything you do, with everything you've done, and technically ready. When you have just a beautiful idea, you can raise the angel investments. And we do have quite strong angel investor community, but that's like slightly different perspective. If you were talking about classical fundraising from rather private investors or like institutional investors, like smaller scale, then yes, and it will take time, and you need to present yourself good, but how do you say? Yeah, my first and most recommendation is be really open. So if you have something where you're not strong, say it. Because if you hide it and show just your beautiful sides, it will be less trustable than if you come and say like, hey, we are ready, we have this ready, but here, this is something we're developing, and we have this and this and this project progress. We have this and this specialists working on this, and potentially we might have issues here and here, but we know about it and we are ready for that.
Mm-hmm.
So this approach is really like you're talking to your partners. Don't talk to people who have money. Talk to your partners who will be sharing your ideas, sharing your vision, and trusting you their money to grow your ideas. So that's a very, very important understanding to have when you are talking to people, I would say.
I love this vision. Definitely, transparency and integrity are crucial if you're going to build your reputation long term. And probably the smaller is the country, the more important is your reputation. And it's harder to get out after you did or said everything wrong. That's definitely so. Alena, I thank you for this nice overview and introduction. I think Switzerland is for certain kind of projects who are doing not their first fundraise, but one of the later ones is probably one of the best jurisdiction to go to and to try. So, and I assume people can use your assistance as well as getting to know the local community and engaging into conversations with partners.
Yes, but you also we do work. We are focused on business development more. So we are focused on working with the projects which has already quite significant technical achievements and ready to show how the technologies are working over how the technologies are working in other infrastructures.
Mm-hmm.
We are not that much focused on the fundraising for just like fundraising for fun, you know. When we see that the project is working, when the project is growing, then we can recommend it to people who trust our opinion. But that's rather like this coming. So it's
Yeah, so
coming
basically,
from
if you're
growth
doing the
perspective.
business right, the money will come, and the investors will find you themselves.
That's also true. Yes, yes. But we help. Our focus and like my passion is people and the ideas. So how the idea can really work and scale up the current businesses that are already operating classical models. That is something we really are involved in and focused on. And when it works, money will come. When it's just like fundraising, like give us money and let's see where it goes. That's not exactly our specialty.
That's true. Thank you for such intro. By the way, we are having the demo of our digital securities dashboard today at the workshop at approximately 3:20, 3:30 at
Amazing.
the GMT plus two. I assume
Mm-hmm.
it will be 2:20 at Swiss time. So
Mm-hmm.
I invite you to visit as well as all our current viewers. We put quite much effort into it, and I hope you like it, and maybe some of your Swiss friends as well. So make sure to check in.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's quite interesting. I'll keep on watching other speeches as
That's
well.
very pleasant because my speech is actually the next one.
Ah, I'm on time. Great. Thank you very much. Thank you for organizing, for inviting, and can't wait for the presentation.
Thank you as well for your great speech.
Thank you.